Liverpool's possible starting 11 for Napoli match has been announced. Liverpool will start their 2022-2023 Champions League fight with Napoli, which they will face tonight at Diego Armando Maradona Stadium. The Reds are aiming to add their 7th European Cup to Anfield's trophy cabinet. Jürgen Klopp's side still feels the pain of suffering a heartbreaking loss as they lost 1-0 to Real Madrid in the final of the match in Paris last season. However, Liverpool won the Champions League the following year when they were also defeated at the final hurdle against Real Madrid in 2018. The Reds had an unexpectedly bad start to the Premier League season. They drew a goalless draw against Everton in the Merseyside derby last weekend, and Klopp's side have taken just 9 of the 18 points out of the 6 games they've played so far. Still, the Champions League is a different track for Liverpool and they have a lot of energy in this lane. The Reds managed to win all 6 of their group games last season. Klopp will be missing 8 players against Napoli, with Fabio Carvalho and Curtis Jones the latest to suffer injuries. However, Thiago Alcantara is back in full form after a hamstring injury to increase the Reds' options. With this in mind, Klopp's starting lineup names against the Serie A club began to become clear. Alisson Becker is expected to be in the castle. He has made some master saves against Everton and will be hoping to open his Champions League account with a clean slate. Trent Alexander-Arnold is expected to play at right back. He was sidelined by Klopp in the last 2 games in the Premier League. However, the German coach is expected to give the jersey again this evening. He'll be aiming to get back in shape. It is expected that Joe Gomez will be in the centre tandem. After playing an overall solid game against Everton, he started to increase his rhythm. As it is known, Virgil van Dijk will be the partner of Joe Gomez. Despite Liverpool conceding only 5 goals in total, it seems that there is no alternative to snatch their jersey, even if they experience poor performance in the early stages of the season. Andy Robertson is expected to play at left back. He rested against Everton but is expected to start the game against Napoli. Fabinho, the unchangeable name of the midfield, will replace him. Liverpool's lack of options, in particular, means Fabinho will retain his place. Harvey Elliott, who has done good work in the midfield this season, is expected to be in the first 11 against Napoli. He's probably been the Reds' player of the season so far. He will play a 2nd Champions League match in his career, where he has opened a new page. James Milner is expected to play in the midfield as a surprise. It was a surprise that Liverpool's co-captain did not start in the engine room against Everton. But options have dwindled, and given Thiago's not quite fit, Milner is likely to be in the middle of the park. The unchangeable name of the right wing will be replaced by Mohamed Salah. Klopp will want his talisman to be a lot more goal threat after spending so much time against Everton. As another surprise, Diogo Jota is expected to play on the left wing. The Portuguese player was involved in the first game of the season against Everton after a hamstring injury. This might get Jota in and give Diaz a sigh after Klopp has missed only 13 minutes of action this term so far. Roberto Firmino is expected to be in the forward position. Firmino has made a great start this season and will continue to seek goals against Napoli. Liverpool have finally contacted the £86 million La Liga player to sign a contract. Liverpool has long been linked to Barcelona's Spanish starlet Gavi, and his name has once again been in the limelight. In the information conveyed in March, it was stated that the Reds wanted to transfer the young midfielder since his contract with the Catalan giant expired in June 2023. In June, we told you that Liverpool were willing to activate the €50 million release clause to sign the La Liga player. However, the low release clause expired on the 30th of June, and now the cost of the release clause in the midfielder's contract has risen to £86 million. The 18-year-old's intention was to stay at Camp Nou, and with the end of the summer transfer window, he stayed with his team. But the danger is not over for Barcelona. A new contract deal with Gavi has still not been made, and his suitors can make a move on the Spanish young talent at any time. Liverpool and some Premier League teams are on the move again to sign the young sensation who is now a key member of the Barcelona squad under club legend Xavi Hernandez. In addition, the Barcelona side thinks that they will agree on a new contract with the young talent. Last season, Gavi made 48 appearances for Blaugrana, scoring 2 goals and providing 6 assists. Xavi has ample quality and depth in the center of the park, yet he prefers to start with the younger player versus much more experienced players like De Jong and Kessie. Liverpool need to improve their aging midfield and need a few more midfielders besides Jude Bellingham. The Reds can't close the midfield position with only Jude Bellingham this year, because there are already aging names and there are players whose contracts have expired. It is imperative that Liverpool go through an overhaul for the midfield. Every team, not just Liverpool, needs a talented young player like Gavi who sticks the ball to his feet and sets his pace at the center of the team. Jude Bellingham and Gavi will be very excited if Liverpool can sign him. However, for this transfer, Liverpool must break the bank. We will see if there will be 2 big transfers in the same season, but if Liverpool wants to add quality and increase vitality to the midfield, they have to make these moves. Do you think if Liverpool brings these 2 youngsters together, can Jude Bellingham Gavi midfielder succeed in Liverpool? Liverpool turned down a lucrative offer from Darwin Nunez's former team. Benfica wanted Nat Phillips from Liverpool, but the Reds turned down a late offer to keep the defender at least until January. When he was sent on loan to the Championship with Bournemouth for Phillips in January, the writing looked like it was on the wall. A year earlier, Phillips, first-team player, had struggled through an injury crisis and travelled to the South Shore. Phillips secured Bournemouth's promotion to the Premier League, but the Cherries did not sign him permanently, instead paying Feyenoord's Marcos Year. Phillips remained at Anfield as Liverpool suffered another defensive crisis in August. Now reports claim that Benfica made a late offer to take Phillips on loan this season. Benfica's new boss, Roger Schmidt, appears to be a huge fan of Phillips, who has been watching him on the move for Stuttgart on a loan. Benfica ventured for Phillips by offering Liverpool a financially attractive deal. Relations between Benfica and Liverpool are in a strong state after the Reds negotiated a major deal to sign Darwin Nunez this summer. However, Jürgen Klopp has decided to keep Phillips until January at the earliest, and has asked him to remain as a substitute in case a new defensive crisis occurs. Joel Matip and Joe Gomez are still prone to injury, and with Ibrahima Konate injured, Liverpool could not let Phillips leave. A similar response was given to Southampton when they made a last-day move for Phillips, with Liverpool standing firm. The 25-year-old Phillips may never be a first-choice star at Liverpool, but at Anfield he has proven worthy of being a defender. Phillips isn't flashy, but he doesn't mind staying on the bench and doesn't cause unrest in the team. Such characters are invaluable, and it's clear that Klopp cares a lot about him, so the decision was made to prevent Portugal from making an exciting move.